All right, we're gonna bring in Udi, who is an animation YouTuber, if I'm not mistaken. I got a quick peek at your channel, and the immediate thing is, dude, it's really hard to figure out your channel looking at it and what it's about, and it's like we'll dig into that in a minute. But how are you doing tonight, man?
Hey, what's going on, Roberto? Longtime fan of your channel. First
Thank
got
you.
introduced to it by another YouTuber called Naruto.
Yeah, he's a longtime supporter. I actually watch his
saying whatever name he goes by. Platform for years. Oh, you watch that? Oh, that's cool.
I watch Naruto Explained because I actually watch Naruto because I'm a nerd. So like I watch the anime channels, but I was just looking at your channel. Cool. I watch animation channels, by the way, as well. I was just peeking at your channel. And Viper, you're getting a quick peek at it here, but Viper probably can predict what I'm going to say about this channel. But why don't you just real quick run us through what you think your issue is on the channel and what we can help you with. I think we lost him.
Oh.
If he comes back, we'll revisit that. But Viper, my first instinct looking at the channel is, first of all, it's not clear that it's an animation channel, and then it looks like he's doing an original character series, which I'm not against. But when you want to grow and get attention in YouTube as an animator, that's very difficult to do. Most of the animation channels on YouTube, if they do original content, it has to be story time so that the audience can put themselves in the character's position or relate to your story. Or you have to do animations about things in pop culture. Have you? I mean, I don't know if you watch that type of content at all, Viper. But when I say that, does that make sense to you?
That makes sense. And I don't really watch anime like that. But just off my initial glance at the channel, it was hard to get a commonality between the thumbnails. There was like no common denominator. I mean, except for them all being animated like that. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to get a gauge of what the actual channel was about from the actual looking at the thumbnail. So I don't know.
Yeah. So Udi's back. Let's see if we can help him out here. Or let's hope he has a good connection this time.
Yeah. Sorry, I think.
Oh, he's going in
lagging
and out
on my end.
Okay, try and get your question in real quick in case we lose you. And if it doesn't work out, we'll just have to take it from the chat.
Would be, what do you think is the best thing that I do for my channel going forward? Or even content, like changing title, thumbnails,
what's your goal?
Maybe tags or descriptions.
What's your goal? Because it all depends on your goal. If you're because some people's channel goals are obvious, but for an artist, it's not. So what's your goal as a content creator?
I don't know if he's typing in.
My goal as a content creator is to help sell my series.
Okay.
So I want to turn this all into a movie that I'm proud of.
Realistically, and I did look at your content, realistically, if you look at what sells in the market, if you want to sell, you have to look at who's buying. Who's buying series are Hulu and Netflix and Amazon and Apple. Your current content, and you are a solo studio and you're a solo content creator, is nearly impossible as a solo animator and a solo content creator to sell a series to Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon, and they're the people who want to buy, and they're the people who have the money to buy. And so to improve the quality, you have to scale your operation, because the goalpost for that is Dragon Prince, my friend. If you've seen the Netflix animated series Dragon Prince, that is the standard. If you look at what Monty Ohm did with Rooster Teeth and Ruby, that is the standard, my friend, if you want to sell something to a media company and the people who have the money to buy something. Yep. And the thing is, it is not really realistic to try to get to that point with you and the effort of a solo part-time content creator. And you're already competing in YouTube with people who have figured that out already, or have more experience, unlimited time, unlimited resources, or just higher levels of skill and talent. And that's not to discourage you and just say, and I'm not saying you're not talented. The fact that you've done 14 episodes of an animated series by yourself, and that you are doing this by yourself, is impressive in terms of work ethic, in terms of commitment, and you're certainly a better animator than I am at this point, because that was the childhood dream I gave up on. So my advice to you, though, is the reason I had to give up on my childhood dream is there were limitations on the technology of my time that I had access to because I was poor. So, but today, there are more resources for people in that situation. That being said, I think you need to... How old are you, Odie?
I'm 21. I'm actually still in college.
You're super young.
Pretty difficult.
You're super young,
yes.
And you're still in college. You're super young and you're still in college. YouTube is hobby mode for you, and it should be. It shouldn't be your number one priority right now. What you should think about is realistically what you can do with the skills you have and what after college looks like for you, or what your future looks like for you. And if you're someone who wants to work in the industry, my advice to you would be to start to look at where you go from here to improve the quality of what you're making and whether it's viable commercially or whether you should even sell it. Maybe you shouldn't sell it. Maybe you should take full ownership of your series and your intellectual property, and you should find a way to stay independent as an artist and then find another way to make money in the creative industry, but keep ownership over all of your stuff. But again, if your ultimate long-term goal is to sell something, you have to meet the standard of the market and you have to play the game in the market. And the thing is, it's not viable for most people as a solo creator to compete in the market to sell against people who have a team behind them. Even as a YouTuber myself, I look at the fact that, and I try to tell YouTubers that you cannot compare the quality of what you can make to a YouTube creator who has 5 people on their staff. Does that make sense when I say it?
That makes sense.
All right. Now, what I would do if I were you is if you just want to start to get some attention for the work you already have, you could make animated shorts about things that are happening in pop culture with figures from the YouTube community that are like over 1 million or 10 million subscribers, but make them super short because animation is hard, just so that people will say, I might stick around and look at your other stuff if you want attention for this series, because even if you're an independent creator, attention will matter. So that's my best advice. Does that help you out?
All right, sounds great. Thank you for your advice. I'll definitely implement it. Thanks, Udi. Thanks for calling. All right, y'all, if y'all gonna be coming in here, y'all gotta have good internet connections, you gotta have good webcam and good microphone, because you gotta respect the audience, you gotta do that, and I'm happy to help people out, but if you know you don't have that situation, please just leave super chats and we'll try and get to them, or try and ask questions and like tag us, and Viper will kind of take a peek at the chat for me. Viper, please help me out with that. And if there are good questions that we can highlight that are, not super chats, we'll happily answer them as best as we can, but if you guys are gonna come on the live streams, we got to have you guys, with the quality. We gotta have you at least passable quality for the audience, because it's not about like my standards at this point as much as it is about the audience, because if they can't hear you, if it's drop signal and we can't respond to you, then that doesn't make it a good learning experience.
Oh, and guys, the reason if you're looking for Udi's channel, which is called The Perfect Being, you can't find it easily because he's at 52 subscribers, so he doesn't have a channel URL right now, so that's why I couldn't do anything. And so yeah, his channel is called The Perfect Being, but I don't know if that will come up in search, because that's a generic name that has very little to do with something that would stand out, because it's a phrase, which might be another thing you need to consider with naming your YouTube channels, guys, is something easy to spell, easy to recognize, but not so generic that it won't pop up in YouTube search. So just a thought.